Welcome back to my channel eSchool Online. Today I will discuss a very important topic, essay topic. The topic is the place of science in education. So the main outlines should be included in the topic. Introduction. Education means all round education. Without the study of science, our education can never be concrete and complete, because we must study science to have a knowledge of things. The study of science makes a nation equipped for the struggle for existence. Study of science does not make nature dull and uninteresting. Science stands for proof, accuracy of statements, closeness of attention, etc. Science gives us method. Conclusion. Let us start the topic, essay topic. While writing an essay on the place of science in education, one must remember the famous words of Professor D.H. Huxley, that great scientist and thinker. That man, I think, has had liberal education, who has been so trained in youth that his body is the ready servant of his will, and does with ease and pleasure all the work that as a mechanism it is capable of, whose intellect is a clear core logic engine with all its parts of equal strength and in smooth working order, ready like a steam engine to be turned to any kind of work. If this be the definition of liberal education, how can the curriculum of such an education omit the study of the sciences? A man who has received a purely literacy education, as the students in the Indian universities often do, does not know so many true and beautiful, interesting and useful things of life. A boy preparing for London Metric or Senior Cambridge examination has to study elementary physics and chemistry. Again, in Indian Administrative Service examination, there is a paper called Everyday Science. This shows how a knowledge of the science is thought to be essential for all round education of the civilized people. We must then study science to have a knowledge of things, just as it good and useful to know the plays that Shakespeare wrote or the poems that Shelley wrote. So it is good and useful to know something about the origin of the species, of the planetary system, of common trees and plants, of the properties of certain chemicals and gases, and the power of electricity. Our education cannot be complete without this knowledge. A man doing intensive and original research and Shakespeare's use of it is indeed a very clever man, but if he does not know how man come to be, or what this earth is at distance between India and England, or the use of wireless telegraph, what good will this clever research do for him? He would be quite incapable of facing the world. It is certainly true that the study of literature and the cultivation of the arts keeps a nation's culture bright, refined and rich, and strengthens the imaginative and emotional habits of the people. But the study of science will make that nation methodical, logical and practical, and equip it for the struggle for existence. An educated man should not be simply imaginative and sentimental. It is true that these feminine qualities and graces add to the enjoyment of life and reveal hidden sources, but life is also a struggle. Science gives us that eminently practical knowledge which helps us in life, but it also makes life more interesting. It reveals to us the laws and principles of nature and those governing human life. Thus, every object of nature becomes interesting and attractive when we come to know its scientific meaning. The study of sciences does not make nature dull and uninteresting, it makes nature appear all the more wonderful. To the botanist, a single blade of grass teems with beauty, symmetry and a minute intricacy of design. Ruskin, who was such a great lover of nature, enjoyed nature all the more due to his scientific training. So the study of science will not spoil our appreciation of nature, it would rather enhance it. The study of science will help us in other ways also. Science stands for proof, accuracy of statement, closeness of attention, watchfulness and observation. The study of science will enable us to acquire all these excellent and useful habits. In every work of life we require them. Without them we become that determined being a literary person. The study of science will give the scientific habit of mind, which means rejection of all that is superstitious and dogmatic, and the tendency to acquire into the truth of things. The scientific habit of mind is what we in India require most. It would make us realistic, not a bundle of sentiments and childish vagueness. Science does another great things for us. It gives us method. The spirit of science is felt everywhere nowadays. Scientific training is essential for every type of interactive work. A student of history carrying on research work must have the methodical habit of a scientist. He must know the science of research. Nowadays, even education has become a science, that is a systematic branch of learning. We do not say that literature is not useful or significant, but we do say that too much of literature makes us forget the realities of life. There is indeed no contradiction between literature and science, because both of them fulfill the ends of life. To know life for what it is, to get the best out of it, to enrich and enable it, we require both. Thank you all.